premium pork ribeye steaks. This is what we like to call the other white meat. More of these have just arrived, and there are so many 5-star reviews on this one because people have picked this up and have just fallen in love with it and ordered it over and over again. Sale price on this one is $99.98 or 4 easy payments of $25. Lock this in on auto delivery for every 90 days for 1 year. This is such a beautiful premium pork ribeye steak. Not to be confused with a pork tenderloin or a pork chop. This is a pork steak, and it is delicious. I remember when I tried this for the first time, I was like, well, I've never had pork like this before.
And Steve, everyone says that, Steve.
Yeah.
They bring this at home, and I get a call at the butcher shop, and they'll go, Ray, did you give me veal? Because it's so soft and tender.
Right.
I said, no, there are pork ribeye steaks. And when you think about a beef ribeye, right, the beef ribeye is really the most flavorful, tender, incredibly robust steak in a flavor and of steak. But for pork, we've done the same thing. We've taken the prime rib of pork and we've completely trimmed it. This is pork that comes from the Pennsylvania Dutch Amish country, and there's a reason we go there, because these hogs are raised naturally. When you get this kind of handling of beautiful pork like this, and it gets as tender as this, I want to show you, I didn't cut this one for a reason.
Okay.
Because I'm going to cut it with a fork.
Because you can.
No one can cut pork with a fork except this pork. Look at this. I'm not even pressing hard.
Not at all.
I'm just going, look at this, right through the center of this piece of pork. And everyone that tries this pork is just raves about it because it is this tender. Look at how beautiful that is. And this pork, because it is so moist and so tender, Steve, you only need to cook this to 145 degrees. You don't need to cook it any more than that.
Right, because you don't want it to,
don't want to dry it out.
Don't want to dry it out. You want to keep it super moist. This is the first day this year we've ever presented this one at this low price. Each of these end up costing $4.99. That is unbelievable. Less than $5 for a 6-ounce premium pork ribeye steak. That is fantastic. This price is going away at the end of the day, as will those 4 easy payments of $25. You can get 20 of these pork steaks for $99.98. That is such an amazing value right here.
It's crazy.
It's a crazy value.
In fact, when I saw the price, I thought, is that right?
Is that right? Something's wrong there. So cool.
But look at the size of these. You know, they are 6 ounces, but they're completely trimmed. You know how we like to trim all the meat so that when you get it home, you're just eating meat? Look at the size of this. I mean, that's a huge center cut pork ribeye steak. Now, we're cooking it like a steak, and I'm gonna cut right through the center of that with a fork because I really don't need a knife. Look at this. But you know what? If you want to actually treat it like a pork chop, you can.
Sure.
You can go ahead and bread it like I did here. What I did here, Steve, I just took one and pounded it out. And once I pounded it out, all I do is take a little bit of breadcrumb, a little bit of egg wash.
Okay.
Put a little bit of home-style gravy on top of that.
Delicious.
I've got a meal that is just incredible. If you like a chicken parm or a veal parm, how about a pork parmesan?
Ooh,
think about that. Just think about this piece of pork smothered with that beautiful mozzarella cheese, some sun-dried tomatoes, some parsley. But one of my favorites is the kebab. And the reason I love it on a kebab is because too many times we put a piece of meat on a kebab and the piece of meat is not tender enough to actually hold up to the vegetables. The vegetables will overcook.
Right.
This piece of pork, every bite, you won't even have to chew it. That's how tender this pork is. It's just so incredible that anything you use chicken or veal for, if you use this pork for it, I promise you, you will like it better, it'll have more flavor, and it'll be just as tender, if not more tender.
I mean, absolutely fantastic. I mean, the hundreds and hundreds of 5-star reviews that we have on this for a reason, and we have never had this one at this very low price this year of $99.98. You can lock this price in on auto delivery for every 90 days for 1 year. And remember, you're getting all 20 for $99.98 or 4 easy payments of $25. Lots of customers right now are locking in the auto delivery because once you've tried this, there's nothing else like it out there. And while we're moving into our summer months here, we want to have those lighter options. And this is definitely that lighter fare meat, wouldn't you say?
It really is. And if you look at this, the cut I cut here, I cut this right in the center. I want you to see the texture of this pork itself. I want you to see that there is no fat at all on this pork. You're going to see the moisture. Now, you've never seen pork that's that juicy because you've never had Rastelli pork before. If you've had it before, I am sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Once you try this pork, you're going to be absolutely amazed. But one of the things I love doing with this, when you get this home, this is kind of what it's going to look like. I'm going to show you where we start, right? It's a prime rib. This is a prime rib of pork. And of course, we all know the prime rib is the best piece. This is what your steak looks like when it comes home. Here's a little thing that I love to do, and my kids love it. I just take this and I strip it down. I cut about 4 or 5 strips out of it.
Okay.
I dredge that in barbecue sauce, throw it on the grill, and I've got a boneless pork ribeye rib. It is absolutely amazing, and it's simple, fast, and it will cook in about 4 minutes. You know, I like doing everything fast and easy, so for me, this is right up my alley. That's simple and easy to do.
That sounds delicious.
Yes, really easy.
I mean, Ray just gave us a little tip there, but like, think of all of the wonderful things that you can do with this. This is such a versatile piece of meat. You could put this into like any of those cuisines. If you wanted to make an Asian dish, you want to chop this up, put in tacos, enchiladas, the Parmesan, the kebabs, maybe some tzatziki and hummus. I mean, literally, you can just do so many different things with this. It's the other white meat. It is so beautifully done, and like so many of us here, we've never had pork like this before. Sure, you can make it with the pork chop style, or it's not like a pork tenderloin, though. It is like beautifully done.
It is, and moist, really, really moist. And the reason I picked the ribeye to do this is because the ribeye has the most amount of marbling in it. And when you get marbling inside of a steak or inside of a pork steak, you know you're going to get tenderness, you're going to get texture, you're just going to get some incredibly flavorful product that it's mouth-watering. You're just going to be able to bite into it and realize that you've never had pork before until you've had Rastelli's premium pork ribeyes.
Oh my goodness, so absolutely delicious. I mean, the fact that we're gonna get these home, each of these costing you less than $5, the sale price of $99.98, 4 easy payments of $25, also available on auto delivery for every 90 days for 1 year. This is an expiring price and it will go up at the end of the day, as will those 4 easy payments. Auto delivery is very popular right now, which makes a lot of sense because we've never presented this one at this low price before, or at least this year. And now you can lock in that price for every 90 days for 1 year, $99.98 for 20? Say, like, what is bonkers? and it's so great because this is how, perfect.
Yes, each one of these individually packaged just like this. So when you bring this home, you're going to just be able to actually thaw this out. And when it's thawed, it's going to take literally 3 to 4 minutes on each side, and you've got the most perfect pork steak. But it's a ribeye. You can see it's a beautiful marbling inside there. All the outside fat has been taken off, so you're going to eat from one end to the other on this pork ribeye.
Just delicious. I mean, just looking at this, especially what you did here with the pounded out, like that is beautiful. You could do a Parmesan. You could do like a Mayonnaise with some lemon and some arugula salad on top.
Really, really nice as a Mayonnaise. You know, I love it because it's so versatile. So I love taking these and cutting them into thin strips and actually putting them into tacos.
Delicious.
Because inside of a taco, right, I want to be able to taste the flavor. Promise me, you're going to taste the flavor of this pork. I mean, look at how tender, look at how juicy it is. And I'm going to cut another one just to show you. This has been sitting out here for quite some time now, right?
Right. We've been out here a little minute here.
Let's see how juicy this still is inside. So as I cut through that, I just love the look of this pork.
So nice.
It is so incredibly juicy.
It is. Oh my goodness, look at that.
We know, we're used to our grandmother's pork chops, which were a bit more like cardboard. This is not grandma's pork chop. This is a pork ribeye steak, and once you taste this, you're gonna make sure you got on auto delivery. Really, really important because it's not often we offer the 20 count, never at that number, but I just think that when you get this home, you're gonna be able to do things that I haven't even thought of because you've got your favorite recipe with chicken or with veal. This is gonna be so much more flavorful, easy, and simple to do.
It's so funny. So last summer, Jane Brown and I went over to Rastelli's headquarters and we're walking through talking about everything, and we're talking about this one. Jane literally goes, buy this.
Jane
does love this. Jane loves this. We love Miss Jane Brown. So many wonderful things you could do with this. 20 of them coming home for this fantastic price of $99.98, or those 4 easy payments of $25. First time this year we've ever offered this one at this low price, and you can lock it in on auto delivery, so definitely want to take advantage of that like so many have today. Oh man, we're going from one hot pick to another, and this one is fantastic because you have not seen this one before. Brand new today, we are bringing to you round